Hi guys, good afternoon. It's 12:01 and here we are for NRAI TownHall 8.0. Very interesting town hall, because the topic today is protecting your dine-in margins. As we all have braved COVID and come out of it, and all of us, being social beings, we've seen that the footfalls in our restaurants have increased. People are coming back. We hopefully have become a COVID-proof business to an extent. Fingers crossed. With traction coming back to our restaurants, it's very important and imperative that we keep protecting our dine-in margin. So today's town hall has a very special message, a very special direction that we as NRI feel that we need to stand for. We definitely need to stand for protecting our margins. We definitely need to stand for what is right for our business. And without revealing much, what I will do is I will hand over for the welcome address to Kabir Suri, our president and the co-founder for Azure Hospitality. Hi, Kabir, are you there?
Hi, Sagar. Yep. Thank you for the introduction. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining today's town hall. Thank you for making the time, and hopefully this town hall is meaningful, and we can put things into perspective in respect to the subject. As Sagar said, we are all now sort of out of COVID and are seeing a great amount of recovery in our dine-in business and delivery in totality. Consumption is going up. We're entering the season, and hopefully it's upwards from here. The idea today was that we wanted to address certain issues that are prevailing in today's market, and specifically with the recovery behind us, going forward, we need to look at the industry holistically. And when I say holistically, we need to look at the business from a dine-in perspective. We need to look at the business from a delivery perspective. Today's topic obviously remains dine-in. As you all are aware, the dine-in business for many contribute 70 to 80% of their total revenues, specifically for dine-in restaurants. And this is sort of sacrosanct in respect to revenue coming into our books. As you all know, the delivery business in totality has been affected or sort of got various different components when it comes to costs, whereas the dine-in business historically and today have certain fundamental cost centers within the P&L. And I'm going to pass on this sort of mantle to Anurag to walk us through it along with the others on the panel to showcase what is required. How do we need to protect these margins? What are the effects of sort of aggregators or sort of consolidators or platform sort of providers? And what do we need to do to protect our margins? What stance do we need to do? How do we need to adjust our businesses to protect profitability? So Anurag, I would take this opportunity to welcome you, and please, take this sort of mantle over.
Thank you, Kabir. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. What I'm going to do is first I'm going to set the context of what we are talking about. In our industry, there are typically two sources of incomes for us. One is through dine-in and one is through delivery business. Now, over the years, we have been a very profitable business, but after the advent of the aggregators, a few things changed and changed quite drastically. If we look at the delivery business today, by and large, it is no more a profitable venture for most people. And even if you're making profit, it's not significant enough for anyone to say that it's a great line of business we are in. And why has that happened? Let's understand. It's primarily because the aggregators, the online aggregators, when they came with a very clear-cut objective to garner market share. And the dope that they had to garner this market share was very simple. It was discount, and more discount. Once, discount, unfortunately, is the fuel which fires the very concept of e-commerce, and ours is no difference. Unfortunately, today what has happened that with this whole, addiction to discount and combined with other costs, this business has become not a very great business to be in. There are three parts to where we contribute to the coffers of the delivery aggregators. And they are by way of discount, the delivery commission, and there is a cost you have for, getting discovered That's by way of marketing expenditure and all. And if you count all the 3Ds, what you will realize that we are probably ending up paying somewhere in the range of 40% to these aggregators for being on their platform. What does that do? Typically, if I talk of a very basic number, in any business, between in delivery business, if I take for instance, about 40% is the cost of product and packaging, and then add to that this 40% that we are paying, we are left with nothing. How do you pay your people? How do you pay your landlords? How do you pay your fuel guys, and so on and so forth? Eventually what it becomes is a business which is very hard to make money. This is one part of it, that we are not making money. But at a larger level, what we have done, we have yielded our complete control of the pipeline in the hands of the aggregator. Right from discovery to delivery is totally controlled by them. And slowly the business which was all ours has become theirs. Theirs to an extent where they don't even tell us, share the data of our customers with us. I mean, if I ask a very simple question, if somebody is ordering a burger or a butter chicken from somebody's outlet, he is your customer. How can a middleman claim to be the sole owner of their data? They are not ordering. Zomato or Swiggy or any aggregator does not have a produce. They are only fulfilling the orders given by us. So in a nutshell, what happened is that we yielded the complete control. We lost the profitability. We lost our prominence as restaurateurs because we don't even know our customers today. Now, this is a very dangerous thing because I don't need to elaborate further on that. This is not a situation that we want to be in. Delivery did get a lot of traction during pandemic because that was the only avenue for anyone to do business or any consumer to order, to consume your food. And that's where I think somewhere, this whole mindset came that, deliveries, the aggregators are very important. But look at it. What has happened with the delivery business? My final line is this. Today, they have created an ecosystem where they lose heavy money. We don't make money. Nobody makes money. And earlier discount, which was considered a privilege, has become a matter of right. The whole narrative has changed from product to discount driven consumption. Now, while all this was going on, we did try to engage with them and so on and so forth. Today, I think they also realize that they have milked this cow way too much. There is nothing more for them to milk out of delivery business. That is why they're thinking of various options. So that's why you have like Instamart, where they're doing other deliveries and so on and so forth. But for them, the lowest hanging fruit is the other part of our business, which is the core point of our discussion today, which is our dining in business. Now, very clearly, dining in business today is the one of the two sources which is still making money for us. And what these guys are looking to do is to come into this business. And once again, the same, as Riaz says, opium of discount, opium of cashbacks. In what way? One way or the other, they will get all the customers hooked to this whole narrative that discount is the only thing works. Then their POCs will come to all of us and they will tell us, if you offer discount, this happens, that happens, blah, blah, blah. We have seen in the delivery business that all this is nothing, which is worthwhile. If that was the case, that discount would have grown the business, the whole sector size would have grown, but grown in way of, what I call bottom line growth. There is no bottom line growth, and that is the specter that we are fearing today. Today, as we stand, both Swiggy and Zomato are trying to bring in the products in the dine-in business again. If you recollect, some times ago, Zomato had tried doing this with Zomato Gold, which we all know was a no-win situation for anyone. And eventually, because we stood together as a team, we stood together as a fraternity, we were able to cull it. The situation is once again back to where we are, and far more dangerously, because now it's not only Zomato, there is Swiggy. Swiggy, as you know, has acquired Dine-Out, which was earlier very small time, discovery platform, which now they are calling Deal and Discovery platform, is back in the picture, and it is going to get very bad. Zomato also has a new version of this. Now, if you look at what they are trying to do, NRAI had shared a bit of an advisory about a month ago, and some of you may recollect what we said. What they are trying to do now, once again, is trying to take control of our digital landscape as far as dine-in business is concerned. They are going to be getting their payment gateways into our restaurants, for which we pay them a fee. Once again, anybody who settles with Zomato Pay, they will ask you if Zomato Pay or whatever the other payment gateway is called, you will have to offer a compulsory discount. Of course, they will call it not a compulsory discount, but then their POCs will come and sell you some bunkum stories because that you are not getting discovered and so on and so forth. And then FOMO catches up and we get into that thing. Number two, what they are saying is we'll give compulsory cash back to these customers. Now, what will that do on a practical level is very simple. Your own customers who are anyway regulars at your restaurant will come and now settle through their payment gateway. And they, because of the lure of the discount or the cashback or so on and so forth. And once again, our customers will start migrating to their platforms, and very soon they will claim ownership on them because they will have the data of our customers. And I think this is the typical modus operandi. As we know, it happened in hotels also. If you look at any of these hotel aggregating room aggregating apps, they also played the same rule book. They said, first of all, give us a few extra rooms of inventory that you have, and then they started selling it so cheap that at times the aggregator platforms were offering better rate than the hotel themselves, and that migrates the customers. We are standing at that very critical crossroads today, guys, where we have to take a fundamental call whether we want to allow these aggregators who don't know how to run restaurants, who don't know how to make money, to come and spoil our money making business. Very simple. That's the principal call we need to take. Your leadership team, your managing committee, your chapter heads had a meeting a couple of weeks ago. And our concerted view was very simple. No, this is very dangerous. We need to control, we cannot allow them access into their business. They want to be there as a discovery platform. They are most welcome. But anything beyond that is once again, will lead us to where delivery business has gone. Very simple. If we have suffered once, if we make the same mistakes again, we will be fools. We'll be fools to make that mistake. So today we will be backing all what we say by way of data as we go forward on this town hall. But very simply put, I realize, we have seen some data where we realize that, these guys may send you some business, but are those businesses making money is the question. What will you choose? A little lesser top line and a better bottom line, or a higher top line and depleting bottom line? I think I will always choose the former, and that's what anybody with little sensibility will do. That is where we stand today, ladies and gentlemen. I think we have to take a call today as a fraternity. We have to stand together as a fraternity to ensure that we protect our turf of dining in business. We cannot make the same mistake that we made with our delivery business, and if we do so, we will be digging our own graves. And that's about it. These aggregators have never made money, so they don't know the concept of making money. They never make money, but they're still called valuable. They're still sitting with piles of cash. But we have to pay our bills and we need to make our own money. So that's where I'm going to end this note of mine by saying, guys, let's stand together. We need to prevent the advent of aggregators into our dining in business. We have already given them more than a foothold. Today, they control 95% of the business and delivery business. And we cannot make the same mistake again. Let's stand together and discuss how we can do it and what are the ways forward. Thank you so much. Back to you, Sagar.
Thank you so much, Anurag Ji. I think that was super insightful. I think you spoke from your heart. But what's more important is that, Swiggy Dine Out, Gourmet Passport, Easy Dine, Zomato Pay, whatever it is, the list just goes on and on. We keep giving discounts. We keep being pushed over for giving discounts for our own customers. And over and above that, we have to also pay commission. And that is something I think I think Anurag Ji made it very, very clear that, we should not stand for. As a fraternity, we need to be united. We need to stand together. Moving on, I think to give you more insights on where we are coming from and what our thought process is, I will now request Nitin Saluja, founder of Chayos, and Pranav Rungta from Mint Hospitality to come forward, and they've got a presentation for you guys to go about the presentation and get the thought clarity more clear from our end as to where we stand and what our perspective is and how we need to be united together to ensure that our margins are protected. We remain a profitable business, at least when it comes to the dining in space. So over to you, Nitin and Pranav, if you can just take us through.
Thank you, Sagar. Pranav, please get going, and I will continue to pitch in.
Thank you. So, guys, I'm going to slowly take you through a presentation. So let's first talk about the overview of the restaurant business. So we, as Anuragji rightly said, post-COVID, delivery also now plays a significant part of a restaurant business. On an average, deliveries account for about 15 to 30% of a restaurant's turnover. We all know there's no margins left in the delivery business. I will show that in the next slide. Dine-In is the only place where we have margins left. So this is typically the margins in a delivery business. When we say DDD is discovery, discounts, and delivery. This is what the aggregators take. 40% of our turnover goes into this. 32% goes into food costs, packing costs, salaries, overheads, rentals. So we're left with a negative EBITDA margin. The aggregators control 95% of this delivery business, and we have no option left but to abide by what they say. When you go into the dine-in business...
Pranav, I'll just chip in here.
Yes.
If you could go back to the previous slide. Friends, it's very important for all of us to note that discovery, discount, and delivery, those three items put together are the largest cost in delivery business in delivery of food business. It is even higher than the food cost. And where does all this money go? All this money, 40% of that revenue goes to the aggregators. It is common knowledge for everybody that those commissions that started off as a small 5%, 6%, 7%, 10%, they have now climbed up, and today some people are paying as high as 24% commissions. All this has happened because right now the power lies with the delivery aggregator platforms. You and I, we do not have any power. It is very important for us to acknowledge that the biggest cost of our P&L, it belongs to the delivery aggregators, number one. Number two, what is very important to understand is we are in this situation because they control more than 95% of delivery business. It is us who have allowed them to do this. It is very important to bear this in mind.
No, can't hear you, Neha. Can't hear you.
Pranav, please go forward.
Thanks, Nitin. So now we talk about the margins in dine-in business, right? So we're currently operating at 18 to 20% EBITDA margins. Food cost accounts for about 32%, rentals 13%, salaries about 15%, overheads, which is our utilities and everything else, accounts for 15%. And we're left with a healthy about 18 to 20% EBITDA margin. Profit after tax should be in the range in low single digits or high or single double digits. But because our capex is so high, we need this to get good ROIs. What aggregators are now offering in the dine-in business, right? So what they're offering is essentially a 10 to 40% discount in the garb of a welcome offer or perpetual offer. These offers and cashback can only be applicable if you use their pay feature. So Swiggy Pay, if you go to a restaurant, whether you book through Dine Out or not, you go to the restaurant, you say, I want to use Swiggy Pay. Obviously, because of the cashback and discounts, you will say the restaurant has to accept it, and they will charge 4 to 8% commission on this. They have an additional feature of reservations, but it's not compulsory for you to use reservations to get the discount. So what eventually happens is every guest who's inside the restaurant, he sees the next table paying on Dine Out Pay. He will just ask what's the offer and he will go and pay on Dine Out Pay. It's very easy to do that. So your full paying customer will get converted to a discount customer. They promise to bring in new customers, but essentially they bring in deal seekers, which we will show you in the next slides, or they convert existing full-paying customers into discounted billing. Their modus operandi was spoken about by Anuragji. They lock in popular restaurants brands by offering 0% commission or funding discounts. All of them are smart now, so they're not falling for this trick anymore. Then they induce FOMO in the rest of the merchants, baiting them into offering high discounts and paying commissions. This is where their margins come from. Now, imagine they take control of our dine-in business. This is what our margins will look like. So if you see now, discounts plus PG will account for 17% of our margins. Now, what this means is that our EBITDA will drop to 4%. That means we're talking a negative PAT. This is absolutely disastrous because we've already got negative margins in delivery business. Negative margins in dine-in business would mean we'll have to shut shop. They are going to control the fund flow because they hold our money, and we all know the problems with reconciliation. It's just going to become a nightmare for us.
Sure. What is very important to note again on this slide is, Pranav, if you could just go back, that once again, if we allow them to get their strong foothold into this business, they will once again start to form a big chunk of the overall costs that we will end up paying for. 17% is not a small cost. You pay for discovery of guests, you will pay their commissions, you will pay for the Swiggy pay or Zomato pay or any other pay. 17% once again comes out of straight from our business. Our margins, which are anywhere between 18 to 20% when it comes to dine-in business, those margins get shrunk by 17%. Are you ready? Are you ready to let those margins go? Are you ready to once again, in another part of the business, the only part of the business that currently makes money, are you ready to not know who your customer is, not know how to bring that customer back? Restaurant industry has not been started by aggregators. Restaurant industry has existed for centuries. Now, for us who control 100% power on dine-in business, are we ready to let go of that power and play into the hands of the aggregators? That's the question to be asked. Play into their hands, not know anything about our customers, and end up bearing the 17% extra cost. Pranab, please move on.
Thank you. So what now we're going to show you is data to validate. A lot of people are already on these platforms, right? And they ask the question that what happens if I log out? Will I lose business? What's going to happen? So what I'm sharing with you is real data of Empresario. Riaz and his team have been very kind enough to share their data, and we're going to present it to you here. So we're talking of data.
And for benefit of everybody, Empresario runs most popular social brand, Smokehouse Delhi. So you are not looking at information that belongs to a small restaurant chain. Pranav, please move on.
Yes. So they were basically on Dine Out, and they ran a discount from the period of April to June of 10 to 15%. They removed this discount July onwards. There was a slight negative impact in turnover, but however, the GOP drastically improved. This data I'll show you day-wise will also show you that deal seekers primarily dine out on Mondays and Thursdays. Weekend turnover increased 20% and GOP 7%. Gradually, the numbers improved. And as you can see, on 18 September, they delisted completely from Dine Out. And post the delisting from Dine Out, their numbers have further increased. So if you see, this is their sales. We've benchmarked this to April. So assuming you're doing 100 rupees of sale in April, they were on Dine Out May and June offering discounts. So there was a slight increase in turnover, if you can see, about 30% in May, but then that stagnated in June. But what happened in this period is the GOPs declined. They stopped the discounts in June. In July, you can see a slight drop in sales from 731 to 716, but there was an increase in GOP at this period of time. Further in August, there was a slight decrease, but again, GOPs were healthy. September, if you can see, sales started picking up again. So post, there's no discount now, high GOPs, and now your profitability is increasing. Now when they've logged out on 18th of September, after 18th of September, you can see how sales have increased. From 718, they've gone to 751. So there is zero impact after logging out. If you see day-wise sales, this is their total sale benchmark to April 2022. Now, if you look day-wise, so this is Mondays. Mondays, there's been a slight decrease, but that is because primarily deal seekers come out on Mondays and Thursdays to eat. But there were healthy GOP margins, even though turnover has decreased. You go into Tuesdays. Tuesdays, you can see sale has increased to 107, which was 100 rupees in April. On Wednesdays, it's again 107 rupees, which is 100 rupees in April. Thursdays, it's at par, but again, healthy GOP margins. Fridays, you can see the drastic improvement. So you've seen from 100 rupees, which peaked on 204, 103 rupees during weekends with Dine Out. After logging out, it's now at 117 rupees. Saturdays is tremendous. So they were 100 rupees, of course, 112, 114 rupees when they were on Dine Out, and now 119 rupees when they're not on Dine Out. And Sundays again, 100 rupees when they were in April on Dine Out, took them up to 105 and 110 rupees. After logout, they're back to 105 rupees, but very high GOP margins. So this data clearly shows that after logging out of Dine Out, there is really no impact on your business. Stopping discounts has no impact on your business. Consumers are out to ensure that you get good quality service and food. And the minute you keep delivering that, they will come back to you. Nitin, anything to add over here?
Yeah, a very simple thing. These customers did not start coming to us because of any promotion that was being run on Dine Out. These customers started to come to us because of the good product, great ambience, and great service that all of us give at our restaurants. Because of the discount opium, we started to get those deal seekers, which when they reduce their number of visits, they still have to eat out. They can only reduce their number of visits. It eventually leads to improvement of operating margins, gross margins, and thereby net margins. It is all reflected in the information that Riaz and team have been very kind to share with us for a brand as big as social. It is very important to note that it's okay to let a little lesser number of customers but make overall higher margins for ourselves. It is very, very, very clear from this information that sales has also increased because social is now giving lesser discounts, and certainly net margins have increased as a result, because that discount is straight money into the bottom line, into profitability. Pranav, please move on.
I think we're done with the presentation. So I think if anyone has any questions, you can ask it at the end of the presentation. But I hand it over now to Sagar.
Thank you, Pranav. Thank you, Nitin. I think that was quite insightful. Moving forward, I would like to call upon Riaz Amlani, the NRAI trustee, past president, and the CEO and MD for Impresario Entertainment and Hospitality. Firstly, Riaz, thank you for sharing all the data, and over to you for your insights.
Good morning, everybody. Listen, I'm really sorry. Can we just take questions? I'm just getting to a quieter place in the next 5-6 minutes, and I can make my closing remarks then. Is that okay?
Sure. What we'll do is, we've heard Nitin and Pranav present. We've heard Kabir in the beginning. We've heard Anurag ji, speak from the heart and give his views. There are a few questions that are coming my way. Firstly, one of them says that, have we not already played into their hands of Zomato and Swiggy? Why can't we be having a standard unity where none of us are listed. So just to bring to everyone's attention, the NRAI, the National Restaurant Association of India, the managing committee, all the restaurant members have got themselves delisted from Dine Out. We are very, very clear that, we don't stand for discounting. With regards to Zomato, we've already begun to have our conversations. We are waiting for having a conversation with Swiggy. Zomato has been quite proactive. They've heard us out. They have put the Zomato Pay on hold at the moment, trying to make it a win-win for the fraternity and for us. So it's not that the NRAI is only complaining. I get a lot of questions here that, what is the NRAI doing? The NRAI is doing a lot of work at the background, which we will gradually over a period of time reveal to you guys. But that's for the betterment of the industry. It's making it a win-win for us, for the aggregators, for everyone. What we are against is we are against deep discounting. We are against paying a commission to our own customers who come to our own restaurant. So for us, a commission there is a no-no. We are absolutely okay with getting reservations, with doing ads in these apps, with getting conversions through advertisement. What we are not okay is we are absolutely not okay with deep discounting. So a lot of questions that were coming here that why is the NRI keeping quiet? We are not keeping quiet. We actually are working very closely with Swiggy, with Zomato, with Dine Out, and we will continue to work closely. We will continue to protect the right of our restaurants. Moving ahead, before Riaz comes into play, we have a few chapter heads who've logged in who wanted to convey their views. So I will now hand over to Chef Shankar. Chef Shankar is our chapter head for Hyderabad. Chef Shankar, what are your views? I mean, what do you feel about this stance that we want to take with regards to, completely eradicating deep discounting on the dine-in business? Shankar, are you there? Okay. Is Praful there? I can see Prafulji there. Prafulji, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Sagar.
Praful is our chapter head for Pune. Praful, over to you.
Yeah, so we've had something very similar to this with Zomato Gold. And I'm happy to say that Pune, as a city full of incredibly good entrepreneurs who run great restaurants, went out and we logged out completely. And we were successful. Almost 77% of all restaurants logged out of Zomato Gold. And we were very assertive in our move. We said this is going to hurt our dine-in business and we're not going to allow it. The same thing happens with Swiggy and Dine Out. We have logged out of Dine Out. It took us a little bit of time, maybe 10, 12 days delays from their end. But we have done so, and we will continue to hold back aggregators trying to get into our dine-in space. We have lost almost everything with our home delivery business, and we've been forced to kind of have a holistic view on home delivery now, where we bring in other logistic partners, we bring in our own logistic infrastructure, and we've tried to survive in that manner. I cannot imagine how difficult it will be to run a dine-out thought process where people come into a restaurant and we end up not having our data, we cannot look after them, and we end up losing on our bottom line. So my only scenario here for all restaurateurs around the country is that remember that we are entrepreneurs. We are not here to listen to people who will take us for a ride on our bottom lines. We have to look after large crews. We have to look after this industry, and this fraternity has to stand together now. And this is the only time to do it. This is absolute crisis scenarios, and don't take this lightly, because whether you have the fear of missing out, the fear of missing out is absolutely silly. It's just an emotion. Look and focus on the aspects of purchase, ambience, service, and ultimately your food. Your product has to be excellent. And that is the way we survive in this industry, and we have done for hundreds of years. We don't need an aggregator to come and tell us that we need more business because they exist in the ecosystem. So please remember this. And I urge everyone in Pune and other chapters to continue to hold off aggregators who try and push themselves into our business. And you know why they do that, right? Because we are successful. We're incredibly successful. We have been so in the past. We will continue to be successful in the future, and they want a share of that pie. They are welcome to a share of the pie, I'm sure, but they have to work on even playing fields. We can't be in a scenario where we have to kind of be begging for our business when we're already great at getting it. Thank you.
Thanks, Praful. I think you've spoken from your heart. You've conveyed what you feel. The viewers, I would like to bring down one thing to you. If you remember what Praful said, there was a Zomato Gold where we all remained united. And that was a logout against Zomato Gold. Now you have Swiggy, which has purchased Dine Out. And the mafia just gets bigger and bigger. So I think this is the right time. We all need to act together. We need to be united. With regards to Zomato now launching the Zomato Pay, I think we've already interacted with them. They are working on a model the way we feel ideally should be, where it should not be deep discounting. There should maybe be no commission. So with regards to Zomato, we are engaging. With regards to Dine Out, we've had a couple of conversations. We haven't heard back from them. So that is where we are. But moving on, it's very, very important for all of you all to know that whichever platform it is, we have nothing against Zomato, nothing against Swiggy, nothing against anyone in particular. What we are saying is that we are talking about protecting the interest of our business, which is very, very important. We cannot be gunny pigs. We cannot be an experiment bag for them to make money. They are not making money in the delivery business. We are not making money in the delivery business. We both need to work together to find a way of making money in the delivery business, which I think both NRAI, Zomato, and Swiggy are working on. We are looking at reducing discounts from the delivery business as well. But when it comes to dine-in, why even get into that space? Why even allow them to get into that space? Let's be protective from the very beginning. I think Riaz, are you there? Are you ready?
Riaz, you're on mute.
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yeah, Riaz.
Okay. Well, I think that we are at a very important crossroads now in our journey, and we have seen a crisis play out. We have seen that in the crisis, what has happened to us. If you remember, when COVID had just started, aggregators actually increased their commissions. Right? We were at a crossroads. We were in a very vulnerable position. The delivery was our only business available to us, and at that point of time, the screws were turned on us a little bit more. We only had delivery as a business. Now, when I look at these so-called food tech giants, right? And I'm especially now talking about people who are now trying to put their fingers into the dining in business. What is the purpose that they're serving? Yes, when they do delivery business, they're actually serving food. They're bringing food from your restaurant. They're solving logistics. They're making sure that the food reaches the customer in a very efficient and painless manner. What are these guys really doing in the dining out business? Right? Why are they even getting commissions from us? Why are we even giving them a foothold? What problem? I remember Nitin very clearly asked the newly appointed CEO of one of our aggregators, and he asked him very, very clearly, what is the purpose that you're trying to solve for by getting into dining in business? And they had zero answer. What has really happened is post-COVID, the delivery business has flattened out. Right? And the dining in business has grown exponentially. At this point of time, it is the aggregators' turn to get FOMO now. And they have really ramped up. Swiggy has splashed out 100 millions to actually acquire a small boutique, Ulme passport like business. And now I'm going to use that backbone to kind of get an entry and a toehold into our business. We have seen this movie before. We have seen this movie before. We all know how it's going to end. They're going to start off by saying, hey, listen, we're going to offer you zero commissions. Okay, we are going to offer no discount. We are not going to force you to give discounts. If you want to give discounts, you give discounts. But we've seen how this is going to end. Slowly, they'll start turning up the temperature. They'll start turning up the temperature of the water, and we'll be the frogs who don't realize when it has become too hot. Right? Slowly, they will say from no commission, you've seen from when they started off earlier, as Nitin was saying, they started off with 5%. And now they're not talking to you below 24%. Do you want this to happen to our dining in business as well? Because I guarantee it to you, it will happen. They will do it because that is their only great white hope now. If they want to see growth in their business, they want to capture a piece of the dining in pie, right? And they are very, very lazy. They're not solving any problem. All they're doing is they're creating deal seekers. Right? That is all that is happening. Discounting as a mechanism is a very lazy way to delight your customers. If you would rather focus on your key aspects, why don't you give your customers a delight? Why don't you give them a complimentary dessert? Why don't you give them a complimentary drink? Why don't you give them a little something to take home for their dog in a doggy bag? Right? There are various ways to delight a customer. Why do you need a disgusting digital platform to get customers hooked on discounting? It is our job to increase the value of our goods, our products, our services to the customer. Right? All we are doing is we are driving down perception. We are commoditizing our product and offering. We are saying a samosa is a samosa. I will go to a place where there's the cheapest samosa available. But that is not what we are. We are in the hospitality business. We pride ourselves on our service and our warmth and our welcoming. We cannot let this kind of discount seeking behavior take root. If we do it today, forever we will kiss our margins goodbye. We already have landlords in our physical spaces, we have digital landlords in our delivery business. Do we have the margins to create another landlord, another digital landlord on top of a physical landlord in our business? And I don't think that's true. They will. We've seen how it plays out. They will slowly start increasing commissions. They will start increasing. They ask for discounts. They will start increasing that they are expecting, and from there onwards, God help us all, because this business will be out of our hands. What is the expectation, right? What is their spiel that they give you? They say, hey, listen, you are such a fantastic restaurant. You've been operating here for 2 months, but your neighbor, he is getting all your business. You know why? Because he's giving 25% discount. I promise you, if you give 25% discount, that same customer will come to you. Okay, so my neighbor is giving 25% discount. Even I will give 25% discount. So you will give 25% discount. Then they will go to the third restaurant in the same lane, and they will say, you know why those two other businesses are getting all the business? Because they are giving 25% discount. Now you also give. Resultantly, what's going to happen is they're going to take my neighbor's customer and put them in my restaurant for one day. Then they will take that same customer that they put in my restaurant and put it in somebody else's restaurant. And all they're doing is they're eroding your margins, and they're getting paid for that. And they're controlling all the data. So once they control the data, they start seeing patterns. You know what's going to happen. They are going to decide what restaurants that person sees based on the commissions that they're getting. They are not a charity restaurant. They're not a charity case. They're not helping us develop our business. We have every year NRAI comes up with a food services report. We have not seen any increase in dining out behavior due to discounting. What is happening is that the same customer is coming in who would have come in anyway to your restaurant, but is now going to get a 20% discount for nothing. And on top of that, you will be paying Dine Out or any other platform like this for the privilege of giving your customer a discount. Right? You want to delight your customer, do it the old-fashioned way. Discovery only happens through word of mouth. Trust me. How will a company sitting in Gurgaon tell you which restaurant to go to in Bombay? Right? It is in your neighborhood, it is where you work. It is your colleagues will tell you, your friends will tell you, your family will tell you which is a great restaurant which offers great food at a great price. You don't need somebody else to give your customers delight. You can do it yourself. And once you put yourself in their hands, it is all going to go south. So I think that it is time for us to come together and once and for all say no to any kind of deal seeking and discounting behavior, because this is what our business needs. We have the opportunity now, we have the control now. If we open up our hands and let this genie out of the bottle, it's not coming back. right? So if you are feeling that what to do, what not to do, please contact your local chapter heads. We'll tell you how to deal with this situation, but do not, I repeat, do not fall for this trap of deep discounting as a way of driving your business. It is the laziest way, and trust me, it does not work. All you're going to do is you're going to erode your profit margins, and you're giving the power to somebody else to convert your customer into their customers. And we are literally carrying the cross up the hill, and then we are going to get crucified on the same cross that we have dragged up the hill for them. So, urgent request, please be strong, right? Do not give in to the temptation, the easy temptation, the lazy way of deep discounting, because it's going to be hell to pay at a later date. Right? We are all together, we are all united. We will make sure that the industry wins and no harm comes to it. So let's just stay united, and let's be strong and not fall for this, not fall play, because they say, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So let's not get fooled twice. Cheers. All the best.
Thanks, Riaz. Thanks for speaking your mind out. A lot of strong comments, a lot of strong questions coming the way. Vinudha Reddy says that all the major players are members. We need to be united and take a stand. Let's make a common restaurant policy and follow it for some time. I am sure all the aggregators will come on their knees. Now, Vinudha, we don't want to bring them on their knees. I think they are also partners. The very fact that we want to look at them as partners and strong partners is our perspective, but not at our cost. A partnership cannot be at the cost of us. I think it has to be a win-win for the customer, for the aggregator, for the restaurateur. And yes, you rightly said we have to be united. There is no second thoughts to that. We are united. All the major NRI members are at this. With this, you can reach out to your chapter head to know more. From our stance, we are very clear that united we stand here. We are here to protect our fraternity, and we will definitely do that. Moving on, I think we have Vignesha from Chennai. Vignesha is the co-chapter head for Chennai. Vignesha wanted to come in and give in his views. Vignesha, over to you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Much has been said from all the earlier speakers about what.
Vignesha, we can't hear you. I think there's some network issue. I think you can try and sort that out in the meanwhile. I think I will.
Shankar's back.
Yeah, Vignesha, you ready? Okay. I think there's some technical issue
Chef
out
Shankar's
there.
back.
Chef Shankar, I think you are back. Chef Shankar, over to you.
Yeah. Hi. Good afternoon. I think every point has been covered. I just want to add one more thing, that we are setting up a task force to educate all the industry operators, people who are getting into this line of business, people who are already in this line, to make it understand better. And the task force team consists of various experts in different departments which handles your P&L, primarily consisting of chefs, accountants to explain the cost factors, the chefs to do like the food cost, how can we do a food cost, understanding food cost, marketing and business managers. So I think that part of educating our operators is extremely important, and that is something we have set out to do, and would implore other chapters also to look into the possibility and making sure every aspect that has been discussed so far is properly analyzed and understood and well implemented.
Thank you, Chef Shankar, for speaking your mind out. I think the Hyderabad chapter is doing a great job. The unity, the way you guys are gelling together is a great learning for the other chapters. And yeah, what I would do is I would move to a few other questions that we had in the room. So there's Mr. Gautam Dandekar who's been very aggressive with his comments, and he says that instead of this discussion, why is NRI not creating a solution for delivery business and dining in business? Well, the very fact that we've realized where we led to with delivery, where we don't make money, we don't make margins, we don't want that stance to come here for the dining in business, and that is why we are taking this stance. I see a lot of questions coming for delivery. People asking us to work with ONDC, etc. Trust me, at the background, these dialogues are happening. And I promise you that, we will come back to you with a session on how to enhance the delivery business, how to make it more profitable. We did one sometime last year, which was super successful. We're going to come back with more nitty-gritties, with more platform play. But sticking to Dine-In here, I think it's a given that, we cannot allow the aggregators to come in and foray into our customers, into our profitability. Imagine, today in the delivery business, we don't even own our customers. We don't even know our customers. Now, tomorrow, you don't want the same thing to happen in the Dine-In business, right? You don't want them to, you don't want which customers coming to you. You don't want the customer number, the contact base, the database going to an aggregator, right? Why should you even share it with them? Why should a third party even have access to who's coming to you and not coming to you? Because the minute they have access, they're going to leak it out to your competition. And why do we even risk our business, right? So that is where we are. I think this was the first step towards us making our stance that, we don't stand for deep discounting. We don't stand for heavy and hefty commissions to aggregators when it comes to the dining in space. We are working very, very closely with them in the delivery space to improve their unit economics, to improve our unit economics. They are very, very important partners. Huge regard and respect for both Swiggy and Zomato, but now them venturing into the dining in space is a risk to our business, and we need to protect that. I think we are not here to, just gratify or be best friends with any of our stakeholders. We are here to protect our interest, and that is what we've stood for. I'd like to thank all the speakers, who've come forward and given in their views. You all are more than welcome to get in touch with your chapter head, to be closely connected on knowing what the way forward is. We will come back to you what the way forward is. We will continue to engage with Swiggy, Zomato more closely, more quickly, more fast, and ensure that, we don't even allow them to venture into this space of deep discounting, and we cut it right in the very beginning because it's just not fair. With that, I think I would like to, bring an end to this session. Lot of questions have come in, lot of comments have come in where I think everyone has agreed that we need to be united. A lot of questions on the delivery space. We will come back to you on that. Thank you so much. Have a good day, guys. And yes, let's stay united because, like I say, for the fraternity, united we stand and united we will be. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Kabir, do you want to pitch in with something?
Yeah. So Sagar, thank you for that. And again, thank you for everyone's attendance. I would just like to keep it very short. Just to be transparent and clear over here, most of the MC, as in we were waiting for this call to happen, we were waiting for this forum to be heard. The idea going forward here is a lot of the MC members have already sent emails to the respective aggregators, specifically Dine Out or Easy Diner, in that regard, for their for the delisting process to start and or for the discounting to be removed. So what we are looking to achieve today, based on our conversation and based on this forum, is one, to talk about what we've discussed, and second is to define the path going forward. I think we all holistically agree to the fact that discounting is not going to be sustainable for the dine-in business in order to protect margins. I think we all agree to that. I think we all are saying the same thing, and I hope everyone who's attended agrees to what we are saying. Second is that the steps going forward is that we need to remain united. Unity is very key, and only if we remain united is where we will not then have the effect of FOMO. Because coming back to what someone else that Riaz had mentioned, the POCs will constantly say, your neighbor is doing it, your other neighbor is doing it, XYZ, and as a result, that cycle carries on. So I think what's important is that everyone basically speaks to their chapter heads, aligns themselves within the chapter, discusses what the plan of action is, and the first step of action is obviously discounting needs to stop. So if discounting stops and we all remain united, with that unity, we are now entering into season. We're entering the season, the best part of our business. So we need to now look forward to obviously customer satisfaction, making sure that we are executing our products and our and are obviously servicing the customer. And the discounting bit is not relevant as we go forward, specifically because now we are now entering season, and holistically on a macro level, we are averse to discounting. So we need to gradually, I mean, at least in the cases of most of us, immediately and get off the discounting platforms in regard to providing discounts. So again, I would like to thank all the panelists. I would like to thank the attendees.
Sorry.
Kabir, yeah, Riaz wanted to just respond to a couple of questions that have been posted by our viewers.
Yes.
Yeah. So I've got some questions from Vandana and also Bharat, asking me why am I still on Easy Diner if I am so against deep discounts. Look, you have to understand the modus operandi of how these platforms work, right? They are really offering zero services and goods except a website where they're linking discounts, and then they occasionally put ads in the paper, like full page ads. Now, how this typically works is if you want a website to be successful, you need to have a whole host of brands, and you need to have, local legends, you need to have branded chains, you need to have your neighborhood restaurants, you need to have a complete ecosystem on your website offering these discounts, right? We have always been pushing to get delisted. We have written letters, but for some reason or the other, we do not get delisted on time. Right. Some offers that are being offered directly by the credit card companies. Again, we do not know what is happening in the picture. If the credit card company decides to give a cash back to a certain card member because of the usage of a certain credit card, we have no control. But we have written very, very strictly, and we continue to follow up. And this delisting process takes about 1 week to 10 days or 15 days because they will not want to show such a mass eviction from their platforms, right? So they kind of do this to slow it down. So I hope that you understand that this is just another tactic that these aggregators kind of usually deploy to make sure that the platform looks robust. And many a times they've come so many times to a certain set of restaurateurs and said, hey, listen, you do zero commission, we'll do cashbacks from credit card companies, but for the others, let them pay discounts. Let them, because they want to do this, right? So they will use some big names to try and drive other names, but that's a trap. Let's not fall for it. Let's all be united. Let's all focus. And if anybody is seen, being on platform, you can reach out and counsel them directly through your chapter head and say, hey, listen, I thought we were against this. Why are we? So we are all up for public scrutiny. Nobody's better. And I was one of the first ones to. Sorry, can somebody please mute? Yeah.
Yeah.
We were one of the first ones to ask for delisting, but it's taking its own sweet time. But we are going to delist.
I will just add to what Riaz just said. As Chayos, we sent across an email to Dine Out about 12-13 days ago for our delisting, and every 2 days when our team is following up with Dine Out team, they end up responding, oh, give us a week more, give us a week more. It has already been about 12-13 days now. So this is nothing but a tactic. Don't fall for it. It is just a matter of time that as a fraternity, all of us are going to be out of all these aggregators who are not adding value to dine-in business.
Thank you, Nitin. I think with that, anyone else in the panel has anything to say?
Yes, Sagar, can I just add 30 seconds?
Please.
Guys, I've read a few comments where people are saying, what is NRAI doing and what not doing? While Sagar has answered that, let me ask you a simple question. Whenever a problem arises, we have two ways of tackling it. We can either fix the blame or we can fix the problem. While we are trying to do what we are doing, I urge everyone to look at solutions rather than whatever has happened in the past or what is happening. We'll keep you updated. But when you are negotiating with people, there are times when things are still at deliberations and not the right time to bring it out in the public forum. Number two, guys, I think a very simple question that all of us need to ask ourselves and find an answer is, do we have more belief in our product and what we do, or do we have more belief in the antics of these aggregators? And lastly, if we have to offer discounts, should it not be on my terms to my customers rather than on the terms of the aggregators at their discretion? If we have answers to these two questions, I think we have a solution ahead for us. Just stay united. Don't fall for any of these antics. They will try everything through their POCs to make you understand that how this is beneficial for you. But you must know that any business which is running purely on the opium of discount has a very limited shelf life. We have seen that in delivery, so don't fall for it, and just stay united. Don't get onto any of these aggregator platforms who are offering you anything on dining in. We will improve the delivery as well very soon. Thank you.
Well said, Anurag. Absolutely.
Very well summed it up, Anuragji. Thank you so much, guys. Uh, Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. Thanks.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everyone.
Thank you.